Myth number 1. Sonic has a secret chili dog in Sonic Superstars. You guys knew that this one was coming. Unless you've been living under a rock, you might not know about this, but let's go test it out for ourselves. All right, here we go. So we're on Bridge Island, and there's one way and one way only to do this. So this loop-de-loop right here, we're actually going to have to do this. Watch. We have to reach top speed in order to do it. I want to see if it works for myself, and did he do it? Nope. All right, let's try that again. Is this real? Like, is this cap? All right, we got top speed. Oh, he did it. He definitely did it. Hold up. If you slow it down, you're going to see for 1 frame that he whips out a chili dog. We got to go back to the replay real quick. Looks like the myth has been confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next myth. There is no way to avoid crushing deaths in Sonic Superstars. You might be asking yourself, what is a crushing death? Well, look no further than right here. Goodbye, Sonic. You are dead. So there's no way to avoid this, right? Well, allow me to explain. So we have just activated our Emerald power-up for the water one, and watch what happens when we do it. We're all squishy. And oh, look at that. So you don't actually get killed by any crushing damage when you're in the water form. So the myth that you can't avoid crushing deaths is actually false. Not even Super Sonic can withstand that. So is the water form of Sonic stronger canonically than Super Sonic? I don't know. Listen, let's not get into that discussion. Let's move on to the next myth. Here's the next myth. When Eggman's base in Frozen Base Zone fires missiles at you, they will do damage to you. Okay, so this should be pretty straightforward. So there's like this giant thing right here. I don't know if you guys remember this part of the story, but it's pretty cool. So it's gonna start firing rockets at us, I think. Let's see what happens. Kind of just waiting. Oh my god, that's actually a pretty good backdrop. A lot of people hate on the backdrops in this game. I think this is a pretty good one, but let's see what happens. I'm waiting. Oh, there goes the rockets. There goes the rockets. And what happens? Is one of them gonna hit me? I'm waiting for one of them to hit me. Okay, here we go. Okay, hands off the controller. Sorry guys, I'm sick right now. My voice hurts. I'm really working very hard to bring you guys content, so make sure to like the channel and subscribe with all notifications. But let's see, guys, it looks like these don't do anything. For some reason, they have these missiles to try to scare you, but that myth is busted. The missiles do not hit you in Frozen Base Zone. That's actually very interesting. You learn something new every day with this game. Here's the next myth. The Eggmobile will change based off of which character you are. Let's go put it to the test. All right, so there's a very easy way to test this. If you guys remember, in the campaign, you will pull up on Tails right before you go to the last zone and jump in an Eggmobile and fly off and do a space shooting mission. For some reason, Sega loves putting these space shooting missions in the Sonic games. I mean, they're cool, but yeah, I don't know why they're always in every game. I don't know why they've been in the last 2 mainline games. Luckily, in the hub world, we can put this to the test. So if you look to the right of me, we have ourselves an Eggmobile, different characters, which is Tails. And wow, would you look at that? It's a whole different Eggmobile. Let's switch over to Knuckles. And another new Eggmobile. Let's switch over to Amy. I guess the pattern is going to continue for each character. And would you look at that? There's another one for Amy. And if we swap over to Trip, there's also another one. It looks like that myth is confirmed. Depending on which character you are, the Eggmobile in Sonic Superstars will change. Another bonus fun fact is that these Eggmobiles all reference the Eggmobiles in the respective debut Sonic game of each character. Here's Sonic's, and this is it in Sonic 1. Here is Tails' Eggmobile, and this is the reference in Sonic 2. Here's Knuckles' Eggmobile, and here's the reference in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Here's the Eggmobile for Amy, and if you look over here, the respective Eggmobile in Sonic CD. Here's the one for Trip. This is the only one that doesn't reflect a debut game because Trip's debut game is Sonic Superstar, so there can't be a classic reference, but it does reference the Eggmobile in Sonic 3. So pretty cool. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next myth. There is a secret debug menu in Sonic Superstars. I think it's safe to say in any classic Sonic game, we love using the debug mode or using any type of cheat codes. You know, going into the sound test and typing in a bunch of random combinations that you looked up in a guide on the computer, or if you're a little bit older, maybe you found this in like a cheat code guidebook or something like that. But this was always something that was really cool about Sonic games. You could get Supersonic, level select, back when niche, obscure gaming information wasn't as readily available like it is now. So is this in Sonic Superstars? Well, let's put it to the test. So after beating the main campaign, this is what you can do. If you're playing on Switch, you will press YY, Now just keep pressing Y until you get it. And we have made it into the debug menu. What do we have here? We have a stage select, Sonic, Zone 1, Act 1. Let's see what happens, I guess. Let's mess around with the stage select and see what happens. Does it do anything cool? I don't think it does do anything cool. I think it's literally just a stage select and a sound test. So it's like a little debug menu, but it looks like that myth is actually true. Did not know that. There is a debug menu mode thing, whatever you want to call it. It's a secret, definitely a secret, in Sonic Superstars. It's confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next myth. Nothing happens when you get 100 rings in Sonic Superstars. Superstars. So they remove lives from the game, which means like, you know, in any classic Sonic game, you get 100 rings, you would get a life. But now it's like, no one cares. Like, you get 100 lives, you get 100 rings or 100 coins. It's not cool anymore. Life boxes are just like a thing of the past. I don't know why. Actually, wait a minute. I just remembered the Fang boss fight. That's why they got rid of lives. I hate you so much. Piece of garbage. Anyways, what happens in Sonic Superstars? You get 100 rings. Anything? I don't know. I guess the first thing we have to do is be careful and not get hit and then get 100 rings. Oh god, there we go. Let's see what happens. I actually have no idea. Oh, I forgot. You get the stupid little cosmetic shop coins. So the myth that nothing happens and you get 100 rings in Sonic Superstars is false. You get the shop tokens. Really exciting. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next myth. The final boss in Sonic Superstars will stare at you depending on which direction you are in the hub world. All right, so we're in the cool final boss world where look at this giant dragon right here. Where, you know, we got revealed that there is going to be a final boss in the game, which we had next to no context about. But let's see what happens. So if you look, he's looking at me to the left, and if I go over to the right, and he's definitely looking at me. Is there an easier way to tell? Like if we go up here? Yeah, no, you can see that he definitely rotates and follows you based off of where you're going. Very easy myth to prove. So it looks like that myth has been proven true. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next myth. You can make Sonic's mouth and arms disappear in Sonic Superstars. All right, bear with me. So as you guys know, Sonic has some really cool, and actually all the characters have really cool animations, where if you look right here where he's falling, if you go a little bit closer, he does this. It's actually pretty cool. But watch this. If you get close to the ledge, hold up in the D-pad and pause the game. If you look at Sonic, he has no mouth and no arms. Look at this, bro. So look, you got to mess around with it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Look, you see it? You see it? Oh, there goes his arms. Look at that. Boom. He's got no mouth and no arms. The myth is actually true. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next myth. There's a drawing of the final boss in Sonic Superstars in the final level. So we are playing as Trip, and if you look right here, this little dragon thing drawing is one of the very few levels of foreshadowing we have towards the final boss in Sonic Superstars, which, like I said before, you get next to no foreshadowing about this in the game whatsoever. I was so confused when I saw this giant purple dragon. Anyways, myth has been confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next myth. If you pause on the spinning cylinders in Eggman's base, the character will not stay in the same position. All right, so here we go. We're in the spinny thing. This is what I'm talking about. This is gonna be a little bit confusing for some people, but look, what happens when we pause? Look, hold up. Look at this. Uh-oh. Look, when I pause, if you look, they're kind of flying all over the place. Look at that. First, they're right here. Then they're right there. Then they're right here. Then they're back to there. You know what I'm saying? You see how they're not staying in the same position? Even if you pause like over here, look, she keep going right back to the beginning. So it's like all over the place. It's not consistent. Or is it? I don't know. I kind of got it right here. But you guys saw what I was doing before. I guess when it's moving, that's what triggers it. Okay. But that myth is actually confirmed. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the next myth. You cannot escape Fang's webs in the Fang boss battle. I know there's a lot of people that would have liked to have figured out whether this myth was true when the game first released. All right, guys, I have no voice right now. Like I said, I'm kind of sick right now. And this Fang boss fight, look at him right here. It's going to make me start screaming. I just need to make it to the part where he traps you in a web. Let's see if I can do it. All right, here he is. The big boy, the big Fang. I actually died once trying to do this. Here we go. Let's hit him right here. Oh my God. All right, here we go. So we're waiting for the big Fang to do what he's got to do. He's going to hit me with the webs and I'm going to mash the A button, mash the A button. All right, we were able to get out. So the myth that you cannot escape Fang's webs is actually false.